Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome to Runday Monday. This is the very first Runday Monday on the Joyful Living channel, and I am so excited to have you here. My hope is that every Monday I'll be giving you guys some tips, some encouragement, maybe telling you about some products that I love. We'll be talking about all things running, and I'll be giving you an update on my running journey as I train for not one, not two, but 3 separate Run Disney events. Actually, if you count the challenges, 4 separate Run Disney events in this coming year. And I'm just super excited about all of it. But today I want to talk about end of summer running and that we are all over it. If you live anywhere, you are probably struggling with the heat and humidity of this summer. Some of you maybe not the humidity, but certainly the heat. I gotta tell you, you guys, it is so hard for me right now to get motivated to go out and run. Here in Atlanta, I look at my phone and it's, 98% humidity, 97% humidity. I'm always glad when I get back, but it can be very hard to get motivated to get out there. The humidity is really hard on my body, and I just want to share with you today kind of how I have adapted and changed my running schedule up a little bit to accommodate it. And I also want to help you give yourself a huge break if you are beating yourself up for not getting out there as often as you'd like, because you are in the same boat as many of us. And I'm talking even like professional runners. Even Sarah Hall, Ryan Hall's wife, was talking about it on Twitter the other day. We're all over it. We're all ready for fall running. I say this all the time though, summer running produces fall champions. And when I say champions, if I'm talking to myself, I don't mean anybody that's going to be on a podium and winning any races. I mean champion in that I am getting out there 3 to 5 times a week and I am moving my body and I am feeling better for it. That to me is what my version of a champion looks like. So first of all, I just want to encourage you. Also, I want to tell you, don't beat yourself up for all of the running and all of the exercise that you haven't done this summer. You can only do something about where we are right here today. I know a lot of us are starting to feel the stress and anxiety of school. I know my boys are getting ready to go back to college. I've got one of them moving into a new apartment. So there's just a lot going on in our lives. And it can be really easy to add, kind of self-recrimination onto all of that. And that is, nerds to that. That is for the birds. We're not going to do that. We're going to start fresh wherever we are right now today. I don't mind telling you, my summer running has not been great. If I had to give myself a letter grade, I would probably give myself a high C, maybe like a 78 is what I would give myself. Because although I have consistently gotten out at least twice a week, I haven't done near the 3 to 4 times a week that I like to do. I have been doing much shorter distances. My speed has been a lot slower. I have been doing heart rate training, which has helped because it hasn't bothered me as much when I've run quite a bit slower. But I've been actually incorporating a lot more walk breaks into my running this summer and actually doing a lot more days of other types of exercise. So I have been walking a lot more. I have been swimming a lot more. I've been doing we have a rowing machine downstairs I've been trying to get more yoga in. I just feel like my running game has slipped this summer. It hasn't helped that I do have arthritis in my right knee that I was just diagnosed with. And if I'm going to be honest, that's been hurting me for years. So that hasn't really changed anything except for the fact that some days it just hurts too much to run. And so you kind of add all that in the mix. But here's the reality. If you were already running before summer started, you have not lost nearly as much fitness as you think you have. And if you just started your running program this summer, oh my gosh, so many better days are ahead for you. If you have run at all this summer, once those cooler temperatures start and you get back out there again, you're going to be amazed at how much faster you can go because you've been used to these really, really hot and humid runs. I heard someone say once that running in the heat and humidity is akin to training at altitude, that it really does help you be faster and better once the fall comes. But the reality is, it's just not been a great summer to run for me. And I'm struggling with trying to kind of give myself the benefit of the doubt and remember that I run because I love it, not because I have to, that I run because it's good for my mind, body, and spirit, not because I need to look good in a bathing suit, and that it really is something that I get to do, not something that I have to do. And working on that kind of inner gratitude when I look at my phone and it's 78 degrees and 93% humidity goes a long way towards getting me out the door. A couple other tips just to get out there. Get dressed. I know that seems silly, but if you are, laying around the house in your pajamas, still drinking your coffee, you're not likely to go for your run. So get completely dressed, including your shoes, and then have that second cup of coffee, and I bet you're much more likely to actually get out the door and run. Maybe find some accountability. I post on Twitter a lot, and it really helps. There's a hashtag run chat. I do this for hashtag because I'm hip and cool. No. So run chat hashtag is a way a lot of different runners encourage each other. There's also a big chat group that goes on Sunday nights. You can follow that as well. But on a day when I really don't want to run, I'll put out on Twitter, I don't want to run today. And I will get almost immediate feedback of other runners going, go Jen, you can do it, Jen. And then when I get back and post that I did it, I get so many, oh my gosh, great job, way to go. And that little bit of encouragement goes such a long way, not only towards making me feel great about that run, but really making me want to do it next time. So whether that accountability circle for you is through social media, maybe it's a group of friends, maybe you can join a local running group, but there's just something about knowing that people are cheering you on, that they're gonna encourage you, and runners are just the best kind of people in that regard. I don't know another sport where, a guy that routinely runs 6-minute miles can be encouraging to, a 50-year-old woman who routinely runs 12.5-minute miles, and we do feel like we're on the same footing and we're all in this together. So definitely reach out and find some running community. Another thing is make sure you really are rehydrating enough. I just cannot say this enough. You need to drink more than just water, because the truth is, if you feel like garbage after the run and then for the hours after you get back, you're not likely to want to get up and do it again the next morning. So using something like Noon or whatever, Powerade or whatever electrolyte replacement you like, and making sure you're not just drinking right when you get back from your run, but all throughout the day. When I get back from my runs, you guys, drenched, absolutely drenched, and I have lost a lot of water. And so I have to really be conscious all day long of how much water I'm taking in and making sure I'm using that electrolyte replacement drink to really refuel my body so that I have the energy for the rest of the day and then to get up and do it again. Watch what you're wearing. I think definitely wearing a hat to wick sweat off your head is a good idea, but when it's this warm, you may want to go with a visor so that you're not trapping any of that heat in your head. I have a lot of kind of tech fabric hats that supposedly breathe, but still on a really hot and humid day, a visor for me is a better way to go. I know some people like the Bondi bands because those keep the sweat off your head, but they don't add any, they won't make you warmer at all in any way, shape, or form. And if it's just too warm, try to find a place where you've got a treadmill. Can you walk at your mall? Can you be moving in some shape, form, or fashion? Because that moving several times a week is what's going to keep you aligned. It's going to keep your weight in check. It's going to keep you motivated. And I promise the fall is going to be here before we know it. And we're going to be outside loving the fall running weather. Please God, fall running weather needs to come quickly. Next race for me is going to be the Run Disney 10K in January. My base right now, you'll hear me talk a lot about my running base. Typically, if I'm not specifically in training, which my training for January will actually start late September, early October. I like to always be running at least 4 to 5 miles on the weekends. Right now, I'm probably doing like 4 miles on the weekends, so that's kind of slipped a little bit, but it will be really easy for me to get back into the routine. Once that weather improves a little bit, it should be pretty easy for me to get back into that routine, start upping my miles, and be really, really ready for that January 10K. So if you're gonna be there, I hope that your summer running is going well. I know several of you are training for Dopey, and you guys are really having to do a lot of running right now. So my heart goes out to you as you're trying to get through these, last few weeks of the really hot and humid weather. I just want you to know you can do this, and running will transform your life. It has transformed mine, body, spirit, mentally, you name it. And it's a really great way to deal with stress, to deal with anxiety, and it will feel like the thing that you can take off your list, but actually getting that exercise helps me fuel all of the other things in my life, and it certainly helps me with my stress and anxiety. So I hope today has been encouraging to you. We can all be there for each other as we get through this last month or 6 weeks or wherever you live, how much longer we have ahead of us of the heat and humidity, and those beautiful fall temps will be here before we know it. Happy running. I will see you next week, and have a great day. Bye-bye.